Hello, it's Kevin Fyneface on Kevin Fyneface Unscripted. Like you know, it is unabashed, unabridged, undaunted. It is your call. It is a place where we give you the opportunity to speak your mind, say things from the perspective of your understanding, and for us to give the viewers a 360-degree views on things happening in life. And today, we have very special guests all the way from across the globe, from Europe, from Africa, and you just name it. And so I have with me very special guests. I will start with the ladies. It's often said, ladies before gentlemen. And so we have the first lady in the house. We have Sakamli Siwe Shunda as the director of programs of Global Youth Leadership Network. You're welcome. Also with me is a fine gentleman. The first time I met him was on the 27th of May. I saw his passion for youth. He was able to connect one or two persons. So I have with me Ambassador Momladze Gaga. By the way, he already has a Nigerian girlfriend, like he said. No, we're just joking. So it's like we'll see that and ask him that. I also have with me a very fine gentleman. He has the height, he has the looks, and he has the charisma. A man who has traveled, right far to Asia to be able to get to empower the youth by recycling products, the bottle caps, and into producing USB. You get to know more about him. Please make welcome Ambassador Alexander Lilia Shilville. I got it right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Lilia Shilville.
Thank you for hosting us.
Yeah, it's my pleasure. And so we're going to rush into this whole thing, about one or two challenges in doing this thing. It's a peculiarity that we find youth, especially in Africa, go through. You have to spend so much time and energy, resources to be able to get a result. At the end of the day, by the time the result comes in, it's just a patry, just a little result. And it's so frustrating sometimes. Without tenacity, without that charisma, passion, won't be able to do this video right now. We'll not be here, see that, because everything was just frustrating. Power outage, generator failure, you just name it. The driver take you to the wrong place and all of that. But you were here. So let me ask you first, what is your hospitality experience so far in Nigeria? This is your first time in Nigeria, right?
Yes.
And you too. And you too. It's the first time.
To Nigeria, yes.
Yeah, okay, to Nigeria. So what is your hospitality experience in Nigeria? Are they welcoming? Are they terrorizing? Are they anything? Just say. Now, it's Kevin Fyneface Unscripted. We don't always hold back anything. You say it as it is. It's a 360-degree views, and so you're going to have this show done. Yeah.
Okay. First of all, thank you for inviting us here to share our experience and impressions about this country. I would say that what was the image of Nigeria before I came here has changed a lot to the positive. Because I saw a lot of positive people, a lot of motivated youth. So the hospitality is really great here. Everyone is trying their best to make us feel well and to organize everything well for us. So far, it's going very well, and it's hospitality.
Good story. So what about you, the First Lady?
Nigeria has been great since during the preparations getting here. And the last few days that we've spent here, we've seen care, we've seen protection, we've seen love, we've seen the excitement over our presence in this area, and it's been very good. So
wow, wonderful.
Yes, we
so
are happy.
More like a family thing.
We are happy to be here.
So Alex?
I think Nigerians are quite kind people. They take care of their guests. I met a lot of intelligent people, and I feel that they are quite intelligent. Maybe we are in the bubble, but we are meeting with very serious persons, but I was excited about the patriotic feels and the intelligence that they have, so I'm quite happy to visit this country.
Wow, so you mean Nigerians can be recommended to another visit. Now look, today we're looking at the topic.
First of all, it's safe.
Okay, we're looking at the topic is youth productive engagement and empowerment, a panacea for a secure nation. Like you're aware, Africa is the devil of a lot of insecurity. We used to have that in Europe. I mean, you're from Georgia. Yeah. There was a period when in Georgia, there was the separatists, on one side. Yeah. you know, and Russia, interfering with affairs and all of those things. And Africa also had a bout of interference, insecurity, and all of those things. So the question now is youth productive engagement and empowerment, is this something that can bring solution to a secure nation? Looking at your own experience, I would like to start with you, Gaga. You know, what you do, you have a ability to tell the audience what you do, how you're able to overcome your youthful restlessness into that aspect of productive engagement.
I would say that this could be the direct solution even for the safety issues, for the country's general situation. If you will put the youth mind to the something productive, something good, something useful, and if they would think different way, it could solve a lot of problems.
Wow.
Directed to the safety. Because when the youth are not busy with something good and something useful in their lives, what their mind is then stolen by the negative aspects. So in this case, I think this could be direct effect to engage youth in the, for example, entrepreneurship, for example, in the educational activities, so they are not busy or they are not addressed to the negative things.
Oh, that's fine. That's a good contribution. What about you, First Lady?
In my lifetime in South Africa, I've spent a lot of time with young people. We've got a small business incubation center that most of the time we house young people, and I've seen the creativity and the innovation that comes from those young minds, and it is exactly what we need to grow our country, which I believe Nigeria needs that. The one exciting part on the first event that we had on Sunday, and I indicated that available on social media, I've had, I think, about 11 connections already with young people around Abuja. And I went through their pages, before I accept a person, I will check how the person is, what they have been posting before, and the kind of person that they are. And so far, I'm really excited. I think when we neglect the young people, we are missing out on the great mind that actually can be able to transform the country and also the economy of the
nation.
Yes.
Okay, so Sandro.
Correct.
Yes.
So I think it is very important. As I understood, it is a very big problem in this country, crime and the violence between youth, and Honorable God said it is very important that we need to steal their minds to take them to the entrepreneurship, to the making them maybe ecologists. My project is, it's about ecology, how to how to become entrepreneur, how to start producing ecological USB cable. So this is one of the main aspects that I think you need to do in order to take your use to the right way.
Okay. Now let me start with you. You started something with recycling. You started by taking bottle caps and recycling it to produce USB cables. How did you come about this old dream, and what are the struggles you had from the beginning into now succeeding in what you do? Because I can tell that because you are gainfully employed and engaged and empowered, you don't think of the other vices that are negative, right? So can you tell the youth, because the youth pavilion is also a platform where different youths have to come in to showcase what they've done, how they're able to do what they've done, and what they are doing in the next future. So other youths can also look at what they're doing, be inspired. What inspired you into getting into that?
Generally, I had a dream to buy some products on Amazon, and I started to import it. After that, I understood that it's good to import it to Georgia. I started to import Georgia. After that, I started to brand it with my company name. And only after that I understood that people are so passionate about national production that I need to start production in Georgia. So I went to China, brought all the machines to Georgia and started to produce USB cables in Georgia, and it gave great feedback and it brought great success. issue of the ecology, I understood in the middle that I need to use additional plastic polymers for the production, and I didn't want to do this. And I found out that I can use bottle caps because they have the same
like this bottle caps
bottle caps now, and we start kind of a promotion to engage the youth in such kind of things. Do you think answers to the problems of ecological pollution against plastic pollution and to involving entrepreneurship and engineering and microelectronics fields, because it is also very important for the country? For example, Naira, its rate is now very, very low because you import a lot of goods from other countries. It's very important to have positive balance
of more of exports, to be able to get in more forex, and so as to strengthen your local currency. I know what you're saying, because currently the Naira is really fighting so hard. It's like a Van Oliveira and one unsigned boxer, trying to fight. So Van Oliveira is just punching the face of the Naira, and the dollar is having its way. Now we have this this whole situation going on in different parts of the world. We know that as a country, one of our biggest challenge is that we have not really had a youthfully engaged populace. We have Nigeria's biggest wealth is the youth. About 70% of our population are youth. We're about 200 million. So if you look at 70% of that are youth, that's about 140 million youths, active youths that should have been engaged. We have had leadership challenges in this part of our world where to be able to harness those potentials of the youth for productive youth. Now I want to ask you, First Lady Chonda, you are into agroponics, hydroponics, in the agribusiness. Let me ask you, how did you start? Where are you at now? What are you doing also to help other persons to be inspired as much as you have been inspired to get into the agribusiness? By the way, is it your agribusiness that making your skin this glowy?
It's the food that I eat,
okay,
which I produce, yes.
Okay. So.
Okay, growing up, I was raised by a business family, and I've never seen agriculture as business.
Okay.
Even went to university, I did a Bachelor of Science in Environmental Management because I never associated myself with agriculture. Everyone who knows what the word agriculture means will understand it actually means it's the kind of business that is very hard. It is very much expensive. It has always been left to the rich in terms of business, of course, or ownership, not being an employee.
Okay.
The reason being, whenever you are to do agriculture, you must have a lot of money for land, for irrigation systems, for tractors, to employ people, and you do all those things before you start production. As a result, the young person out there who doesn't have all those millions, unfortunately, they left out in that kind of an economic market because they cannot afford all the resources that will enable them to be competitive in agriculture. So I went around, and now I'm using innovation and technology to be able to transform the way we do agriculture, which is what we call hydroponics. And that has actually assisted us, especially because I live in the city. We are able to maximize the land space. So we produce where our consumers are. That actually makes us even much closer to the market. We cut a lot of logistics and operations, which makes it affordable for the young person who is starting out in entrepreneurship. We also have identified an opportunity to be able to get agriculture organic.
Okay.
You know, a lot of problems that we often experience as we do farming, it will be everything that is available in the soil, whether it's pollution, it's insects, it's pests, the things that are affecting our plants. So most farmers, they will often put in pesticides and all sorts of chemicals or herbicides in order to make sure their plants grow well. but the challenge is we also eat that. So to avoid that, we lift the planting into the system where it will not be affected, therefore there is no need for the chemicals.
So it's purely organic.
So we produce healthy and organic food. We also save up to 90% irrigation water because I care so much about the environment and make sure we don't waste a drop in that. And the beauty about this is that we have seen this as a great opportunity to get a young person to be excited about the technology that is involved when producing what they consume. So it's no longer difficult to produce.
So anybody can do it anywhere. Just any space is good
even
enough.
the disabled, those who are pushing wheelchairs.
They say they don't want to be identified as disabled. There are people living with disability.
Yes. The people who are living with disability, they also can be able to walk around our systems and be able to produce what they consume.
What they can eat.
And they come in different sizes depending on what a person can be able to afford or what kind of funding they can be able to get. We produce and we supply different sizes.
Okay, let me ask this. How expensive is it to get your startup? If you're going to do a dollar range, what is the startup fund that the average youth can access to start hydroponics?
Below $100, they can be.
You're kidding me?
Yes.
Wait, that's below that. That's about 49,000 naira in Nigeria. That's about 49,000 naira in Nigeria, which means which is slightly above the minimum wage, about 19,000 above the minimum wage. So a civil servant, any worker can actually plan for 3 months and start hydroponics to start feeding themselves. So maybe producing what they can eat.
Yes,
you know,
and if
like
they
vegetables,
have more resources, they can multiply it.
And
get
also
into
settle the
commercial
neighbors.
Space, yes.
You know, and I mean, I always encourage people to start from small. Like I started, media from the home. You know, there's a challenge we always have in Africa. When we look at things that are working in the West, we believe that we just need to, leapfrog, jump in doing that. The growth process is always not identified. Your story is beautiful. I'm going to come back on you on that, but let me ask Gaga now, because your passion is basically to see youth development. I saw you engaging the little girl from high grade, international school. After you heard her spoke, you were drawn towards her. So let me ask you, what is your own drive, as a youth? Because you stay in the bracket of youth, according to UN standard, right? So what's your own drive as a youth, and how are you able to, sustain that to this day?
First of all, I would say that 3 of the delegates we are here, we have the background of the environmental protection.
Environmental protection?
Yeah, environmental protection is a background of us, which is one of the drives. And at the same time, environmental protection and youth development without each other doesn't exist. Okay. So my main drive is to put this environmental education, environmental studying to the youth and to the future generation to become sustainable in this way, to have our environmental more sustainable, to protect our nature long term, which gives us more like peaceful life, healthy environment, and more progressive future generation, which will protect better environment, which will be entrepreneur, which will have ecological and organic farming, and which will sustain our lives. That's the main drive. This is the ecology and youth.
Okay, that's good. Now, there's an aspect of environment that a lot of the time we don't actually consider. When there's scarcity of land, there's scarcity of water, when there's scarcity of the opportunity to farm, what happens is that it also creates room for survival of the fittest. It means because there's scarcity, people will be able to kill each other to survive, because once there's scarcity, then insecurity is also will be on the rise. Now, with your group, the Global Leadership, the Global Youth Leadership Network, what is it that you're doing differently from other youth bodies that we get to know about in the world, and how are you able to have more mentees across the globe? Because this is going to be like a second to the last question we're going to be handling in youth.
Yeah.
Before you answer that question, we'll take a short break. We've been together with the Global Youth Leadership Network team. From my right, you have Gaga, and the middle, the First Lady, Miss Shonda, and you also have Alexandro, a fine young man with me, the Kevin Fyneface Unscripted Show. It has been back to back. We'll be going irrespective of the challenges that we have with certain other factors that are beyond our control. The drive is the passion with which to do what you have desire to do. Without passion, you can't make meaningful progress in life. And so once you have passion, it gives you the strength. As well as a youth, find something that you're connected with within inside of you, because in every human being that is a survivor kit giving. It is on that note I'm coming back again to my guest from the Global Youth Leadership Network. So I was asking you before we went on break.
I would say that when I got the invitation for Global Youth Leaders Network, I look more about their profile. I think it's the organization which has a really huge capacity to develop youth in many countries of the world. They are visible in 60 countries. They have delegates in 40 countries in the world. So it's a huge network. They are on 5 continents, and this makes this network distinguished because they can affect a lot of people, millions of the populations, and it's the big network. So it gives us the motivation as well to work to develop Nigerian youth here, to help them somehow, and to create the network, because together we can change a lot.
Beautiful.
And more.
Okay, now, your parting words. I'm going to be giving you 1 minute each to be able to have your parting words, because we're going to come to a conclusion to this segment. We hope they're going to have more time, and I'm sure you're going to be having the best of time in Nigeria. There's something I know about Nigeria, not because I'm a Nigerian. Nigerians are actually hospitable people. First, they receive you as a family, they treat you nice, and sometimes you don't want to even go back. Now, if you have need not to go back, don't worry, just let me know. We're going to make sure that you're comfortable right here in Nigeria. And any part of the country you chose to want to stay, you can. So firstly, let me ask you this. What are you going on with from Nigeria, and what are you leaving behind in Nigeria? First, as a Global Youth Ambassador, and second, as an agripreneur.
Okay, my parting shot is greatness is possible for everyone who desires it.
Wow, greatness is possible for everyone who desires it.
Yes, regardless of where you are and what you have around you, I believe that we all have the capacity and we are capable of achieving whatever it is that we dream of.
Thank you.
For the young people, we have a great responsibility to hold them by hand, give them training, mentorship, guide them accordingly without criticizing the generation, but get to understand the times that they are going under and support them where possible.
Thank you.
There's so much to benefit.
Alexandro? 30 seconds, can you do that?
Sorry?
30 seconds, can you do that?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
So I believe that you need to start somewhere in order to achieve somewhere. It's very important to start. So I see within this organization that they started, and I believe there will be a lot of follow-ups from business sector, from government, and this is just beginning. And at the end, it will be possible to make some great projects that will preserve the Nigerian nature, educate Nigerian youth, and bring a lot of good things, not only to the Nigeria, but
to the world.
To the world.
Maybe to Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Gaga.
I would say that I came here with blurry fear and ideas, and I'm coming back home with clear plans.
Wow.
Because of the network I found here. Because Alexander mentioned the government part, the NGO part, the private sector part. All of them are motivated. This motivation gives us the starting basis to start something new.
Wow, thank you so very much, guys. It's been a wonderful short time we've had. It's been so fruitful. We believe that your stay here has been productive, and we wish you the best of luck. My kids will always say God's favor. because no matter what you know, you need the favor of the Supreme to lead you through the process of life, irrespective of the faith you belong to. And so we wish you God's favor as you get back to your very souls and you meet your people in good stead. And the seed that I'm planting in you will germinate to bear fruits that will be seasonal, as much as the seed you have planted in Nigeria was to germinate to bear fruits. We look forward. So it's on that note we come to a conclusion today on Kevin Fyneface Unscripted. And like you know, the Youth Pavilion is birthed today, and so very soon we're going to be seeing more shows from the Youth Pavilion, bringing in more youth to showcase their skill sets and how they get involved in different things during the environment. Youth productive and empowerment engagement is a panacea to a secure nation, because a youth that is engaged, productively engaged, and empowered will have no business getting into any form of crime. It is one of the best ways government across the globe need to begin to look at, to identify their youthful population and empowering them to be more productive and be carefully engaged in the things they do, so that we can have a more secure society. By so doing, life expectancy will increase, families will be living better, society will be harmoniously relating, and the entire society becomes egalitarian in nation. So thank you so very much. It's Kevin Fyneface on Kevin Fyneface Unscripted. Bye and God bless you. Like we say, God's favor in all the endeavors you find yourself to do. Until then, see ya. How do you say goodbye in South Africa? So you can say that right away.
Salega ke siyabonga.
Salega ke siyabonga.
Nakwambis.
Bye. Aloha.